Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for Monday, the 10th of September, 2018. Well, this is a one-day, new beginnings, a Monday in this year of illumination. I haven't been, because 2018 reduces to 11, I've left that alone, and so the numerology that I do for each day is only the month and the day itself. It doesn't, it factors in the notion of illumination. That sort of sits as the foundation of it. But because it's an 11 year, I just don't feel like I want to blend that energy. I want that energy to stand on its own, as the foundation for everything else. So that's why I do what I do there. So if you haven't been here before, I write a blog called Stepping Aside. It's essentially a witch blog. It has other stuff on there too, though. It has some stuff on cannabis because I'm a cannabis patient, and has some stuff on being an empath and some stuff on Reiki. It's just a blog I write, but it's got a lot of stuff on it. It's got a grimoire. So if you're interested in, witchy correspondences and things like that to incorporate into your life, check it out. I post these videos over on I figured out how to do it on the side instead of on the main body of it, so you don't have to click on it anymore to watch it. You can just look there to the left, up there, toward the top of the page, and it's there, and you can watch it there too. But I've been canning all weekend long. I've put up some beans, and I've done some tomatoes. I got to do some more tomatoes today. I also have to do peaches today. I bought some peaches at a new Wilco store. Went in, and they had all kinds of stuff, for canning. They had peaches and pears and tomatoes and stuff like that. I didn't get there when the sale started, but I got there yesterday instead of on Friday. But they still had some nice peaches, and so I got some of those yesterday. So I'll do those today. So we've been busy with harvest, and I think we're done with the corn. But we've got a beautiful carrot bed that I put in after I harvested the garlic, and so that hasn't come in yet, and the beans are still coming in. So, but it looks like it's going to frost here and coming up. I don't know, maybe this week sometime, the end of this week maybe, or maybe it's next week, my husband said. So we'll have to be covering everything because I'd like to get a few more beans. Although if I didn't, I have enough. Same with the tomatoes. I just hate to lose anything. Anyway, what I do is I pull at least one card. Sometimes I pull two, and then we'll look at a rune. I'll pull a rune, and we'll take a look and see what that is. And what's interesting is a lot of these, whether it's the numerology or the runes or the tarot, lately, they've all sort of been in synchronicity with one another. So that's been a lot of fun. But what I do is I count 13 and pull a card. So let's do that. Oh, we have the 6. The 6th card of the major arcana, the Lovers. And the Lovers can mean marriage, it can mean partnership, it can mean polarity, balanced interaction with others, self and others. You see the angel above, shining blessings down upon the couple. Everything is new, that's why they're nude, and so they're starting new beginnings with one another. Or again, it could be the polarity within and the balanced masculine and feminine, or projective and receptive influences within. We express duality in this stage of our development, our spiritual development. We're still part of this whole polarity thing. As the densities, as we go up in density, however, that's reportedly supposed to give way to more harmony. We've already resolved this whole balance thing within ourselves. I mean, we can see when it's out of balance. We can see toxic masculinity. We can see toxic femininity. We can see a lot of manipulation. We can, uh, lots of things don't seem to go right when things are out of balance, aren't they? Too much Mars energy, too much emotion, maybe too much fire. When any elemental energies within are out of balance, even if it's too much earth, maybe you just can't get off the couch. It's just you're just too sedentary, not enough fire in you, perhaps. So we want to keep these kinds of things in balance, and that's what this is telling us. But let's pull another card to see the direction of this. I like this depiction of this particular angel, if that's what you wish to call it. I don't view angels as angels, however, just higher beings that were here at the time, long ago. Well, we have a really happy guy here in the Nine of Cups. So this is emotions. And so what this card, the Lovers, has to do within is balancing emotion within. And nine is completion. So we've kind of figured this out. I mean, look at him. He looks settled, doesn't he? He looks happy. He's relaxed, smiling. I mean, his emotions are on display, certainly, but he has a sense of fulfillment and happiness. So that's kind of what we're looking at, I think, today is balancing, or perhaps, since it's a new beginnings day, we've reached this level of completion in terms of emotional fulfillment, and we're ready for something new. We're ready to take all that and put it into a balanced energy exchange, perhaps. I wonder if we'll pull Gebo. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be some interesting synchronicity. Let's do that. Let's see what we pull out of the rune bag. The ducks have found the apples. We have apple trees. My husband, years ago, decided to buy different varieties of apples at the store, the grocery store, and he'd take the seeds and he'd plant them everywhere. I probably have 36 apple trees around this whole compound area. And I mean, here's one here. This is actually a uh, a crab apple. But over here, here's apples. There's a couple of pear trees. Um, One day he had some seeds in his hand and he tripped and they sort of went everywhere. And then no sooner did that, like a month later, we had all these little trees, coming up. And so he planted them all over the place. Well, now the ducks, they can't really eat them when they're hard, but when they start to rot a bit, they soften up, and then you'll see them. One will get one in its mouth and carry it around and run away from the others, and they'll all chase them. And it's just the funniest thing. And all of them that will show up, their friends will come. I don't know, they send out a letter or a memo or an email or something. But all of a sudden, I mean, we have this core group of ducks that never leave. Some of them are domesticated, but some of them aren't. And then all of a sudden, we'll have, 50, 60 ducks over underneath, some of the apple trees that are out there in the outer part of the yard. And they clean them all up. And what they don't get, we also have voles, what's called a vole. I don't know if it's like a mouse. It's a rodent, but they're weird, They don't seem to mind that we're looking at them, we're watching them. They walk around really slowly, and I don't know, but they can be really destructive. Well, here we have ingwas, and this is energy expanding suddenly, the sudden expansion of energy. We had this last week. So again, this factors into the balanced energy exchange or balanced polarity with others, creating happiness or coming or stemming from this happiness and fulfillment. Either way, either this is the foundation. The Nine of Cups is either the foundation of that, or But basically, we're here, and being a one day or new beginnings, Ingwas is quite apropos. It's the 22nd rune of the Elder Futhark. So that again is a master number, 22, 11, 33. These are master numbers. You can reduce them, but the 22 is the master builder. So when you look at this, now Ingwas can be, or Ingus, however you want to say it, can be written two ways. It can be written as a diamond or as two X's on an X on top of itself, right? Two X's. And so it looks like a DNA strand. So from there, you can understand the whole notion of the energy suddenly expanding out. Um, and that's really what Ingwas is what are we going to manifest today, particularly as the 22nd rune being the cosmic builder, it's thought of, that's what 22 is thought as, then what is it that we're going to build today? You know, what new things are we going to embrace, or what new ideas are we going to embrace, or what new relationships are we going to embrace or manifest? You know, something may come to us, but on the other hand, it could also be something that we manifest towards something, away from us, focusing something into form, manifesting some thought into reality. So this is really interesting. Again, we had some really cool synchronicities, both with the 11 year, the 22, the 22nd rune. And so we've got illumination, we've got the cosmic builder influencing, we've got balanced energy and balanced polarity, self in others. And then the foundation of the Nine of Cups, which tells us that our emotional presence is happy and intuitive, and we're in alignment with Source presence, and everything is just, we've reached this completion, this sense of fulfillment, and either this is what we're going to express in our day today, or in the days to come, in with respect to what we're building with others, because I really think that this is about how we relate to others, not just how we see, not just the whole balanced polarity within, but how do we balance that with the other selves that exist around us and in the world. Everything is simply an expression of thought. And so, if that's true, then everything we see, including all of the people, all of the animals, everything all around us, are simply expressions of thought, and they are our other selves. Well, you've got all of these souls here doing the same thing, expressing their thought into form. And together, we've created this wonderful world together, right? This wonderful universe. And so consequently, when you see someone else that's challenging, then really what you're doing is it's giving you an opportunity to explore that side of your own self in terms of your reaction to it, and in terms of imagining, well, geez, what if I did that? What if I behaved that way? How would that feel? By you either get excited at that kind of awful behavior if someone's being challenging and hurtful or whatever, and it either stimulates you to do the same, or it stimulates you to go, whoa, what's that? So you can get an idea without actually becoming that side of self, what the polarity of that looks like, kindness versus animosity, or agreement versus conflict, or letting things be and exist as they are without judgment versus judging the crap out of stuff. So that's kind of what this is about, I think, is being able to see all of that without actually having to offer that to the world yourself. And so that's the wonder of being able to see lots of different expressions out there. You get an idea when you look at it, how you feel about it. And if you're secure in your own resonance, then you can simply stand in observance and secure in your own sense of self and your own sense of higher self presence. So, in any event, that's pretty cool. I was hoping there'd be a lot of synchronicity, and there is. And I love it when, it begins in master numbers, because, that's our foundation. If we are source presence focused into form, then as these bodies, as these people, as these plants, as this life, then, and then we look at, illumination this year, we look at what are we going to either awaken to, or what will we offer to the world as awakening, and then we look at Ingwas, which is the master builder, and what do you have there? What are we going to manifest? Are we going to manifest peace on earth? Are we going to manifest conflict? So, you at this point, we're kind of polarized there, aren't we? So maybe we need to be more this guy and just come to center and understand and express our happiness from within, from that source presence within. So in any event, go stop by the blog at Stepping Aside at imsteppingaside.com. Check that out. And there's a little Amazon storefront if you want to click on that. It's called A Witch in Store. It'll take you just to some stuff I have on just a little Amazon storefront that we have there. And it's still Amazon though, so just so you know, I don't own it. It's just, they let bloggers do this, especially if you publish on their platform, which I do. So you can find the books that I've written there and click on them, and they'll take you over to Amazon if you want to check them out. So in any event, again, thanks so much for stopping by. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside. This has been Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune, and blessed be.